Hey, business leaders of tomorrow, welcome to the first episode. I'm your host, Amit Chawla, India's leading business clarity coach. With thinning and graying hairline, what I realized is as a business leader, it's better to be open to changes, be open to observe, learn, and adapt. A lot has been said on changes per se, and that's the only constant. When the changes are slow and steady, it's like a Ferris wheel in motion. What you need to do is just hop in and enjoy the ride. As you sit on the giant wheel, the first thing you do is tune your mind for an experience. The very next thing you tell your mind is to accept the circular motion and let go of any rigidity your mind may have. And once your mind settles in, you enjoy the ride. Else, the joyride may turn out to be a nightmare. That's what this journey is all about. But at times, changes are like a roller coaster, taking you on an adventure of your lifetime at a high speed. Leadership is no different. Today, let me introduce you to a recent phenomena called transformational leadership. Seth Godin once said, transformational leaders don't start by denying the world around them. Instead, they describe a future they would like to create. In my experience, one key trait of such a transformative leader is accept and let go. Easy? Not at all. Unless you experience it and learn from it, just like in your joyride in the Ferris wheel, it makes little sense. Unless you change, nothing changes. Unless you tell your mind to accept, you cannot enjoy the change. Ever since I set foot on my own journey of walking with the young, I could sense that change is all around. But as I say, charity begins at home. Such has been my case, but with a twist. For me, it's clarity begins at home. It was May this year as we were packing for our trip to a month-long tour of the US. I was just as excited as one can be. More so when you're traveling back to the country after a gap of almost 19 years. While the agenda was revised, rechecked, and revalidated with Abhinav, my son who stays in San Jose, California, my focus was entirely on the places, people, and performance. Little did I realize that this trip would unbox little secrets of transformation. It turned out to be my Ferris wheel ride. See you at 6, and then I will take you all for dinner at this new Mexican restaurant. As he spoke, Abhinav sounded more like me, tipping off my children when they were kids. That was then. This is now. Time has changed. So did Abhinav. Our trip was planned to witness Abhinav's graduation from Stony Brook College in New York this year. The whole world has progressed at an incredible pace over the last 2 decades. Technology has done wonders in transforming almost everything. But that wasn't the real thing I took back as my learning. It's a change that is more humane, more intrinsic, and more relationship driven. Back in 2004, we first went to the US as a family. I was working on a project then and stayed in the US for about 6 months. My family joined me for a 2 weeks vacation at that time. Back then, I was the one driving them around and captaining the ship. From booking flights to renting and driving cars, paying for hotels, finding the best restaurants, and planning all the trips. I was in charge. Abhinav was 9 years old, excited, observant, and playful. He was experiencing a new country at such a young age. He was observant of what and how I was doing things. Now, almost 19 years later, things changed. Roles were redefined, and I found myself humbled and filled with joy as I followed instructions given by my son. He took charge, meticulously planning our trips, deciding on hotels to stay in, renting cars, and booking flights. He had taken control of everything happening around us. He was leading and guiding us throughout. He had become confident, composed, and well in control. And my role was simply to embrace the love and trust and follow his lead. At the beginning of my visit, I wrestled with this new dynamic. As a parent, shouldn't I be making the decisions? Or should I let my son take the lead? But by the second week, it was evident that leadership, whether it's within a family or a team, is about trust and giving others the chance to step up. At the New York airport, I had to use the Lyft app to book cab. But for some reason, my credit card did not work. When I told Abhinav, he instructed me to use his card. That was the beginning. Throughout our entire stay, we continued to use his card for all travels, from booking taxis to flights, even buying groceries. And when it came to buying groceries and do shopping, we had barely any clue what could be bought and from where. Things indeed changed a lot. I found it difficult mapping my decades old experience. I found it a little embarrassing, but let's face it, we turned to Abhinav to bail us out. We happily negotiated with the finest of challenges in a newfound land: eat, drink, explore. But things were just beginning to simmer. It was time for a weekend trip to Lake Tahoe. The entire trip and stay was organized by Abhinav. On the way, while he drove, I asked, "So, where are we staying?" He said, "Don't worry, Papa, I have taken care of everything." When we reached and checked in, it was a very comfortable hotel. I was impressed with his choice. I realized that back in 2004, I might have behaved similarly to how he is behaving now. With this newfound understanding, I welcomed this role reversal. I was quite obviously thrilled to see my son grow up and take on these responsibilities. This change in role filled me with a sense of pride. It demonstrated the strength of our bond and highlighted his emerging skills and capabilities of leading from the front. We came back from our US trip and were having dinner with my parents. I was narrating our experience in the US, and it suddenly dawned on me that our roles, my son's and mine, that had beautifully reversed during the visit, was similar to what a leader goes through in his journey. I had suddenly got clarity that earlier I was leading, and now my son is. The joy I felt mirrored the satisfaction leaders experience when they see their team members grow and succeed. And it had taken me time to accept this new reality and let go of control. If I had not accepted and let go, I would not have enjoyed the role reversal and would have been in internal conflict. This also demonstrates the power of letting go and trusting others to lead. Doing this not only creates a supportive and responsible team, but also helps develop future leaders. Recollect those days when you were excited to tour your parents at your new posting city, far away from your hometown. How did you feel? Did you feel the same pride in taking up the responsibilities to guide and handhold your parents? It's an amazing feeling and it's symbiotic. It's a relay race, my friend. You have been handed over the baton, and as you progress in your leadership ladder, you will develop and lead teams. Your team will deliver the results, but you will remain at the helm, guiding and navigating a team to joy. That's when you become a leader everyone loves. And when the time is ripe, you need to hand over the baton to them to take the legacy forward. Here's a thought provoking quote by Jack Welch: Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. It beautifully illustrates the essence of leadership. A good leader is someone who nurtures and guides their team, and when the time is right, they step back to let others shine. This requires a leader to accept that someone else can now lead, and it requires the leader to let go of control. In a business context, this type of leadership has several benefits. It promotes a more engaged and motivated team, improves productivity, and nurtures future leaders. It can also lead to more innovative solutions as team members feel encouraged to share their ideas and perspectives. So, next time when you flip the coin, be ready for role reversal. Accept it with joy, let go, and get going. In the next episode, I will share a real life story of a simple man who, through his actions, realized his vision of a sustainability project right in the heart of a metro. Stay tuned.